What up? All right. We're back with another dungeon run. If you haven't watched the first one, go skim through it. It was fun. It was fine. It wasn't anything too special. But we're just going to be using the exact same build from that. So just going to go quickly over that. It's just grapple melee, tether, Witcher Shroud, combo blow, and that's it. Run navigator here and there. Still not that great with it, but we get a little bit. We get a little nice damage base here and there. But if you haven't watched that video, I would say go check it out. Using the very free pressable shotgun, because I don't have any other with 1-2 punch, and this seems to be working. So there is a very big reason that we will get to later on in the video as to why this was not a flawless run. And we're about a week out from when I actually filmed this video, and I'm still pretty upset about it because I feel like I was cheated. And you'll just have to see. Going for the double here, I don't get it, because why would I? At least I don't think I do. Away from that, this was just kind of, I guess I'll do this. So there was no time put into it, first attempt. And yeah, that's about it. Destiny Rising is out. I have yet to play it. I plan on sitting down after a long day of college football today and checking that out. Go Dogs. Probably got the hardest game of the season today, being Marshall, but we're gonna see how that goes. All jokes, it's gonna be an absolute just blowout. But yeah, besides that, hope you guys enjoy the video. There's not really much to talk about. I don't really know which dungeon to go for next. I think I mentioned this in the last video. I don't have Duality or Spire because I refused to buy the dungeon key. So I don't know. Maybe I don't really want to do Vesper or Sundered yet. It's on the list, but it's just not time. Trying to think. I guess I'll have to go back and do Shattered Throne and Pit of Heresy. Those are super easy. I've just got to remember them. We'll probably attempt for a flawless on those because they are just so easy. So, besides that, I'm kind of waiting for this damage phase. This part's just kind of annoying. All the signs just start multiplying. Yeah, it's just not that fun. But, anyways, yeah. That's really it. That's all I got. So it's just going to be some no commentary. I don't know what you would call it. Gameplay for most of this. Sinuses are still feeling pretty bad. They're better than they were. But, oh my God, that was terrible. I think there's a reason why I don't have people to play with in this game, and it's because I'm bad. But you know what? It's fine. Besides that, there's really not much else to talk about. This is just the exact same build that everybody else is running for the most part. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy. I'll be back at some point. All right. As you probably saw, there was one damage phase in there that shouldn't have happened. It should have already been over with. But the slivers of health, they will always find me. Yeah, I got into this part. Like I said, this was just a quick, fun run attempt. Also, was like, still have this sparrow on for some god awful reason. But yeah, I don't know if there's got to be some streamlined way of knowing where to go for this, but for me, it's just riding around until we find the blights. Yeah, super easy. Nothing really much going on here, but rest in peace, Lee Corso's career. It's so sad if you're into college football like that. It's just kind of crazy. You watch the dude from basically birth almost, and then to see him on his last college game day, it's pretty sad. It is very sad. But anyways, I'm just gonna fast forward through this. Yeah, not a whole lot going on here. This is just survival. I'm still still flawless up to this point. So if you're wondering where the flawless ends, just buckle up, because like I said, I got cheated, and I will stick by that. But I will catch you guys in the cube. All right. We are entering into our next encounter. If you don't know how this works, because I seem to forget that you have to kill the hobgoblins up top to get the knights to spawn, you must do that. And then collect their motes and then deposit to flip the room, basically, and then move on. It honestly, it takes way too much time trying to get to the little final boss encounter. Boss in quotation marks. Super easy. I think I just threw on Strand subclass or Strand super with Prismatic and just one super both of them. A lot easier than Ultimatum from Ride of the Nine, but yeah, needless to say, very straightforward. This is just kind of run around, don't die kind of deal. This is flawless as well, and yeah, if you're wondering, it's coming. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it. I do have a clip in here for it though. So, all right, peace. Okay, this is where I stop, and obviously I'm button mashing here, and I kind of freaked out for a second. I'm still flawless, and at this point, I'm like running through my mind. I can't die on Rainbow Road. Like, who does that? Who dies on this part? And I would be the one to do that. So I couldn't remember quite the best route to go here, and there's one part where I like got a little sketch, eager edge to get over to where I needed to be. But whatever. I was scared. I was shaking my boots through this whole piece. But to spoil this, I don't die here. And I was honestly so shocked with myself that I didn't. So I took my time, whatever. We got through it. Oh, but man, the heart rate was up way too high through this. Yeah, and that's really about it. It's a pretty slow roll. I know they fix it in Ride of the Nine where you can't just fly over. I just was not going to attempt to try that here just to be on the safe side. I highly doubt they would go back and fix Prophecy anyway. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the last encounter in our boss fight. All right, get ready for a cut here. Boom, right into the boss fight. We're almost done. I'm still flawless at this point. And just get ready because this is god awful. Running over, and I get sniped. Super drains out. I didn't get the hit off to get the health regen, and boom, dead. How terrible is this? So bad. That was it. And that killed the flawless run. And from there, I was pretty beat. And then this next run, I think I died to something stupid. In in damage space. I don't quite remember what it was. I don't have that clip in here, which I didn't need it. But this will be our clip that takes us to the end. Pretty slow roll damage phase. I tried a couple different things. Nothing really seemed to work. I have on Queen Breakers right here, and I want to say I stuck with that. There's nothing that really stuck out to me. Like I didn't ended up not trying Thunderlord. Navigator just was too much with the way the boss just jumps all around and whatnot, and didn't want to really push for that because it just didn't feel right. And then getting teleported back. So, anyways, taking care of this ogre here as you do. It's so cool to watch the speedruns of this because it's just like deposit motes, jump to the next one, deposit motes, jump to the next one, deposit motes, jump in mid. And you don't have to kill the ogres, but for safety reasons, I will be doing that. Yeah, that's about it. It's pretty straightforward. So, again, just combo blow. I have on tether. In some runs, I didn't use tether, and I just went straight for Strand Super, which did pretty good damage, I will say. Yeah. There's nothing in this that chunks. Not for me in this run. I'm sure there are some others. And if I were to go back, I probably would practice the whole Navigator 1-2 punch deal, because there's definitely a way to do that in the first and last bit of damage space. But anyways, doesn't matter. But this is it. If you have watched this far, thanks. This was fun. I've got some more to come. Again, if anyone would like to play, I'll have all my stuff in the description. So just hit me up, add me, whatever. I'm all on pretty much all the time. So fun stuff. Again, thanks. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you later.
was the answer.
Isn't it obvious? Light and dark are means to survival. It's not about